show in the world. With the face who runs the place, T-Roy. The OG on the marquee, Jaybird. And the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City Sports Talk radio show. We're not the Quad City Sports Talk radio show. We are your Quad City Sports Talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the Dawn. Good afternoon, Quad Cities. Thank you for tuning in to ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle us, we're local. Live here in the Hassle Castle, brought to you by Done Right TV and Security Solutions. It is Wednesday, July 29th. It's noon. Cal's back.
Yo.
To my left, Bomber's here. To my right, T-Roy still mending the bum knee. He says he's going to try to make it back, but we're going to have a guest in the second hour, and we're going to have a few phone calls. But until then, we get to catch up. We get to talk. We did take off yesterday. I did, and it was my son's birthday. So I was like, you know what? I'd had it planned anyway because we went to his birthday party, and it was at Combat Darts.
How'd that
Sweet.
go?
It was my first time there.
What is it?
It's off of Harrison, across from the Happy Joe's there.
Okay.
And it's a place where you can have a party there, but then you also play Nerf darts.
Nerf darts.
Yeah, guns.
Yeah.
So
Lawn darts are way more fun.
No.
Hit somebody right in the back of the head with a
And
lawn
they do a
dart.
good job of like getting everybody in there, and they have a DJ going. And they have different games like capture the flag and elimination, whatever else. But I got to play, which was fun, and a bunch of 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, and I thought it was like cool. Like no, trust me. First off, they did a really good job. So if you are thinking about having a birthday party for 8, 9, 10-year-old, Combat Darts is a nice place to go. Because I do want to give them, because I was very, very impressed with everything.
How was the pricing?
It was good. I honestly, the whole thing, it was well priced. It was well put together. They opened up for us. I don't even think it's open then, but they, right away they're like, here are the rules, which is good. All stuff in like honesty, and if the referee sees you get hit, you're out. And I was like, they got this down. That's good for them. Good idea.
Right.
That went out the window, man. 9-year-olds just screaming at each other. You didn't get me. And it's like, clearly they got you. And the referee even said so. And it really takes like the referee to step in and be like, you're out. But yeah, there was a few times where I got a little frustrated. I got shot like real close in the neck. Like it hurt.
In your jugular?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
And I was like, and I went down screaming. The girl was like, the referee girl was like, are you okay?
Hit him with that John Wilkes.
Like, but yeah, it got me right in the neck. And then, but yeah, it was in, my wife was there and she's like, this is pretty intense. I'm like, it's okay. And she goes, are they having fun? I'm like, yeah, they're having a blast. She goes, it doesn't sound like it. They're all just yelling at each other. And I was like, yeah, listen, I worked Parks.
That's what boys
do. I was like, I worked Parks and Rec for like 5 summers. And I said, you've never seen like a dodgeball or Dr. Dodgeball game go down because they are yelling at each other all the time about, you didn't get me, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. So, but yeah, happy birthday to Beef, and good job at Combat Darts. They did a good job.
Yeah.
So it was fun. We got to do that. And then I had to spend the rest of the time playing Nintendo Switch games. And it's not that I don't like video games. It's just...
Did you see what Easy Ray said?
I'm leaving.
But no, I was. I mean, it's not. It just.
I'm leaving. You say you don't like video games?
Well, some of them, I'm just like, oh, okay.
There's certain let me tell you something about video games. Mm-hmm. See, there's certain systems that were made for children, and then there's certain systems that were made for adults.
Mm-hmm.
Like Call of Duty is not for kids.
No, it shouldn't be.
You know what I'm saying? Assassin's Creed is not for kids.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto?
Grand Theft is not for kids.
No, that one's not.
Let me tell you a story about Grand Theft Auto. Mm-hmm. My son, he used to say, "Oh, I want to play Wapatato." I said, "Okay, I'm thinking it's some little kids game." He's like 3 or 4.
I've never
Wapatato.
What is it?
And then I heard him yelling at a lady that.
Yeah.
A lady of the night. A lady of the night.
Yeah. And then next thing you know, he's like, I'm playing Wapatato. I was like, that's Grand Theft Auto. I yelled at his mom. She said, I didn't know.
If you can't pronounce it, you can't play it.
You ain't playing.
That's right.
So he's got the Switch. He's got an Xbox. And we were playing some games later on that he got, which was fine. But I'd rather play the Xbox and try. I'm trying to get into Madden slowly. So
I miss old school games.
I think you'll love it. You know a game you would love if they bring it back?
Wapatato.
That game is awesome. But remember the old college football game? NCAA football?
They're never bringing it back. It'll never come back.
Don't say that stuff.
Okay, I'm telling you right now, they'll never bring it back. And if you look at the name, image, and likeness that they decided to do with the NCAA, it doesn't work. It doesn't work with the gaming system. I can pull up an old link for why it will never come back or whatever else. And I did play that. I played it religiously. I played it when it was Bill Walsh's college football on the Sega Genesis.
Yes.
I love that game, but also you have to understand, back in the day, I used to also chew tobacco religiously when I played video games. When I quit doing that, I stopped really playing video games.
Right.
And the last time I ever really remember playing a video game, like seriously, I was into one, and again, my daughter now, so this had to be like 7 years ago, maybe she was 2 or 3, just walked by one time, who never ever in her life ever went near a light socket or anything like that. You know when you have like your firstborn, like you go army crawling everywhere to see what they're going to do, and the second one you're like found by yourself?
Yeah.
Because I've already done this.
Good luck.
We did all those things. She never once touched anything, and then one day she walked by and just looked at it and just pulled it out of the gaming system out of the socket. And I was like, I didn't even say what I was doing. I think I was playing Clank and Ratchet on PlayStation. I was like, I didn't even get to say what I was doing.
Yeah, go ahead, pull.
And she was like, I don't care. Like she had a pacifier in her mouth. She just like shrugged her shoulders and kept going. So I never really watched it again. But the Switch has like the old NES, so you can play like Tecmo.
Yep.
Like the real one with just a 4 thing.
Yes.
So I'll do that every once in a while, but it's
Tecmo there was always a rule. Nobody can use Bojack.
No, you can't use Bo Jackson.
That's the only. You can't use the Raiders.
It's
Why?
Because
Bo Jackson?
Yeah.
Because he's better?
He's the greatest.
He's the greatest.
Well, it's like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Remember that?
Mike Tyson.
Didn't you have to go all the way? I was young. I'm a little bit younger than you.
Yeah.
So you had to go all the way to the end to fight Mike, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And then he knocks you. After you sit there and play 2 hours, you lose by one punch, and you're like, "This is great." First off, I have the smallest dude in the world. He's like 5'6".
I like the little Italian.
He's like this big, and he's got his trainer's bigger than him, and he's like, maybe he have a better chance at the fight.
The referee's bigger than him. Yeah, Mario's the
referee. And you see how your body just flops when you get hit too. You're like,
You notice how the little guys were always the ones that were dancing around the most too.
Yeah, I love beating up Glass Joe. He was my favorite.
Yeah, that was the first round. But the Tecmo thing, that was also what an RBI, like the you had to throw strikes only. Yeah. You always came up with rules to that.
Yeah, you always have to have rules in games like that. You be like, you can't throw bombs. You can't.
Yeah,
that doesn't seem fair to me.
But it's anyway. So he likes to play video games, so we had that. So it was a good day, good Tuesday. But we've got we got sports to talk about.
Yes, we do. Serious
Mets
business
is coming in here. The Cubs won 8-5 over the Reds. Javier Baez was 3 for 5 with 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, and 3 runs scored.
Whose pick was that? Whose pick was that?
That was yours. The White Sox lost to the Indians in Game 1, 4-3. I
got that one.
The other one, yeah. The Twins beat the Cardinals 6-3.
Thank you, Jesus.
Homer Bailey with the win there. Pirates beat the Brewers 8-6. Angels beat the Mariners 10-2. New York Mets went on the road and beat the Red Sox 8-3. Rockies on the road beat the Athletics. Dodgers beat Astros, and there was a bench clearing, but nothing really bad happened because obviously there's bad blood.
There's bad blood. They cheated them to win.
I hope they hit them again tonight. I hope they do every time.
I hope they get hit. You know how many times they've been hit so far? Like batters?
They're getting beat up.
I don't know. In the 4 games, I don't know.
In exhibition, they got hit 8 times.
Good.
Yeah, they're getting beat up.
Good. Honestly, I think Cal, you and I talked about it. We talked about it. We're talking Friday. That's the only thing I'll watch the Astros for is to
watch them get plunked.
Yeah. And I went from it's part of the game, cheating's part of the game, to how smug they were about it.
Yep.
I was like, man, I hope they do get plunked all the time. The Blue Jays beat the Nationals 5-1. The Tampa Bay Rays over the Atlanta Braves 5-2. And the Arizona Diamondbacks beat the Rangers 4-1. We'll look at some of the games later on today. We'll make our picks who's going to win. But, the Cubs are currently in first place.
Would you say it again?
The Cubs are in first place by 1.5 games.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. St. Louis is 2-2. The Milwaukee's 2-3. The Marlins, who aren't playing right now, are in the top of the East. That's how they're going to win their division. From here on out, they have the best winning percentage out of everybody.
We'll talk about
more of that later. The Padres are at 4-1. The Rays are at 4-1. Cleveland is at 4-1. Minnesota is at 3-1, and Houston's at 3-2 on the year. And like I said, we'll look at some of the games later. So obviously the big thing going on now is the Marlins and what's going to happen. And there's games that are suspended through Sunday. I don't know how they're going to make these games up from the COVID. They're supposed to get originally at the beginning, and if my math is off, 60 games in 66 days. So
that's not going to...
The COVID.
Yeah, it leads me to a question.
So that means they'll have to do double headers for the
Sometimes.
first week.
They're going to be exhausted.
Yeah,
Are they?
for sure.
The game is going to suffer.
This is something I was thinking about earlier today. What if you are mathematically eliminated? We're not even with 9 games to play. And what if you just shut it down? And now there's a team that maybe they might have been like, they're going to play or whatever else, and now they don't get in 60 games.
Right.
They get in 52. But the team that played 60 doesn't make it in the playoffs because the team that played 52 has a better winning percentage.
That doesn't seem very fair, does it?
What's going to stop? Now, if there's in writing and someone may out there, someone like Easy Rays may know that it says like, no, they have to make up all 60 games.
That's a catch-22 though, man. Like you know what I'm saying? Like,
what if
in 52 games?
What if
you're 30 and what 22?
Yeah.
The other team's like what?
Yeah, there's still going to be a percentage.
30 and 30. So
doing
of
better.
course the team that's 30 and 22 is going to go unless they play a play-in game.
Yeah, you don't know that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't have to play 60 games to make the playoffs. Easy Razor said.
But that's not good because let me hear this out as well.
Okay.
Let's just say, because I like anticipating problems.
For sure.
Let's just say you're one of these owners that just said, like, we are hemorrhaging money left and right. And let's just say, because it's true, they're on a prorated salary. Now, the MLBPA may be like it is you're getting paid 60 games, or how many games get played. We don't know.
Right.
Maybe you're saving money if with 2 weeks left, you say to the team trainer, do you want to make that $500,000 next year? And the team trainer's like, yeah. He goes, we just got a big case of COVID. We're shutting down for 14 days. We're done. So I don't have to pay these players.
Dang, man,
That's depressing.
You the worst. You would be the worst owner for coming up with a scenario
Who's going to
like
prove
that.
me wrong? Saying like,
you're right.
Now, probably more than likely.
So you're saying they're going to tank?
More
the
than
season.
likely, they're getting the 60 days no matter what. They're getting their salary at that percentage.
Right.
But there could be somewhere along the lines that you're like, listen, it's not. Financially, we could just shut it down right now. It makes more sense.
So what's the point even starting? If you're going to do
the
that,
chance to maybe make the playoffs,
yeah, save face.
To be the one, yeah, because there were like 8 owners that didn't even want to start the season.
Oh, they're going to tank it. Now you put that in my head. Now, me
the
being the conspiracy theorist that I am.
So basically, what you're saying is you're saying the Marlins are going to tank.
Well, I don't think they were in the running anyway. That's why I don't think the Marlins. Why it's a big deal that they're shut down. I think if it was the Yankees, it would be completely different.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If it was the Yankees, if it was the Cubs, if it was the Red Sox, if it was the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I mean, we can list where it is, and then where you go. Oh my goodness, this is going to be playoff implications.
Well, it's kind of like how NBA's doing. Or they get like 16 teams that are actually playing.
22.
22.
6 extra got invited. Which
Extra guys. That's what I'm saying. It was 16.
Yeah, 5 from the West, 1 from the East. The Washington Wizards got invited. There's no way they're going to make it. They're playing 4 games before the playoffs start. Their actual Vegas over-under is 1.5.
So basically, are they starting new records or they're going off the record they already have?
They're going with the record going into it.
Okay.
So there's a way to get in. Well, remember we said this, and I think last week, and we can talk more about it. I feel like they're going to try. The reason why they invited the 5, the 5th one was the New Orleans Pelicans. I think they're trying to get Zion in as the 8 to go against LeBron.
Yeah, right, of course.
But I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, I've now started paying attention a little bit more.
Right.
I would tell you, to be honest with you, any NBA stuff it will tell you I'm mainly regurgitating things I heard. But I from what I understand on the outside looking in is Portland, and Portland has actually set up pretty well to maybe make a scary 8-seed run.
They're always dangerous though.
So yeah, they're
always dangerous in the playoffs.
Like pretty much everybody's healthy, everyone's looking good. I guess in the playoffs they've looked good. I mean in the scrimmages. So I don't know if the Zion thing's going to work out, but I will say this: I'm getting more and more excited about the NBA and what they're going to do for the playoffs. But that being said, what are we going to do about the NFL said they're not going to do a bubble? And
I don't think the NFL's going to happen.
That would cause
mayhem.
Riots.
That would cause
mayhem. That's when the good old boys are coming
chaos.
out in their camo. Their football jerseys and camo pants. This is going
you
down.
got this COVID championship.
It's going to be bad. You're going to have NFL
We're going to the Rona
fans
Bowl
versus Antifa on the streets. You're not going to know which way to go. It's true.
That'd be the worst.
You don't know. I know. Well, you can only tell the difference between the two because of the football jerseys.
why don't you think the NFL is going to happen?
I don't think there's.
They don't have a plan.
There's no plan, and I don't think they have money. There's no money. All the concessions, everything's no fans in the stands and all that. I just think that they're going to shut it down. And I think sports are going to be shut down completely here shortly. There's going to be a second shutdown coming. It's coming. It's already pre-planned.
Forget the pre-planned thing. The thing, if it was going to happen, it would have happened.
It's going to happen.
That's where I'm at. Where I'm telling you, like, if it was going to happen, it would have happened. And if it's pre-planned, then just do it. Just don't do the whole thing like, well, they won't, they type of thing. Ross and Rachel. Just do it.
We were on a break.
Sam and Diane. I'll show my age there. Like I don't honestly. I don't just. If you're gonna do it, do it.
Okay. Well, I mean, I like that, but
well, you want to give you actually. You know what? If NFL doesn't happen, I'm kind of happy about it because I'm tired of hearing about Chiefs fans. I'm tired of hearing them out. I'm tired of their mess.
Do you want to fight on the break?
No, I'm just giving facts here.
Why? Because won?
the Chiefs are trash.
All right,
trash.
You're gonna get going.
I didn't know trash could win the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I didn't stutter.
But no, just if that would cause problems, man. That would cause a lot of problems if NFL didn't start up.
Yeah, that's what they said. I mean, people are going to be right.
People going to.
Man.
I said that from the beginning, but
yeah.
You can't. It just in general, and again, would always try to steer this back to sports, but you can't get this plan for school and then be like, psych,
They're doing
kids
it like,
went for a week. Now we're shut down.
They're doing it like Alcoa shifts. 3 on, 2 off.
Yeah.
So
2
bad.
on, 3
It's
off.
really, really funny. Can you imagine the kids pulling out their time cards in their wallets? Oh yeah, I'm off that day.
That is not funny. I don't like that.
They're
at
doing
all.
play dates. You've seen the guys at Alcoa Iconic when they pull up their list and they're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'm off those 3 days. Yeah.
Let's do it,
The kid's
man.
like, can you do a play date? Hold on. Let me look at my shift. No, darn it all.
Oh, you go Tuesday? Yeah,
Yeah.
man, I'm working Tuesday. I mean, I'm going to school Tuesday.
My kids aren't going at all. That's not
Great.
happening.
That's great.
I'm just doing e-learning. Forget this. I'm staying home
That's
every
what we're
day.
doing. But you got to think about it. If they have a sniffle or a cough, they can mandate that you have your child tested. And then if they do that, they're not allowed back at school until they get tested again after they're quarantined.
I don't think that's true.
That's the protocol for everything, right? That's the protocol for sports.
You want your kid's brain scrambled like every other month in case they have a sniffle or a cough? Like, no, it's just not going to happen for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So you did.
For sure.
So you told your school district. Well, you're in Illinois too, but
I told them GFY. My kid's not coming.
No, because by then if you're going to homeschool, you already have to get something together. Where
They're just going to do 100% e-learning. They're not going to.
So you told your school, just send all the information to us. Because on my side of the river, they said, like, here's what you prefer. And they said, like, if you feel like you're better off with your kid e-learning, then just let us know. So
yeah, that's what we're doing.
So you're just not sending them to school.
No.
See, you got to understand. I get where a lot of other parents have issues, especially if you have athletic kids.
Mm-hmm.
If you got kids that play high school sports,
Mm-hmm.
especially those seniors and junior kids, this is it for them.
That's right.
What are they going to do? Walk onto a school that's not doing anything? You see what I mean?
Yeah, especially like your junior year. I mean, this is your junior year. Yeah.
Especially like if you're a junior year, this is your breakout, and you don't know if you're going to school or not. That's terrible.
Yeah.
It's
so
just bad. It's sad for kids because they put all their hard work into getting to these top schools or get whatever school they chose to go to, and they don't know if they're even going to have a season this year or at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's right now that the state of Illinois high school athletics are holding their breath until 2 p.m. today when they are going to make an announcement to let it know. And I truly believe they're going to shut everything down until spring. They're going to go the California route.
My daughter's a cheerleader for Rocky. This is going to be her first year. She's going to be a freshman. Mm-hmm. She would be destroyed, because she was, she tried hard to get, that's hey man, I was excited for her.
They said that more kids are, the pediatric group, the national pediatric group came out and said that the shutdown is way more devastating for kids than having COVID.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
Absolutely. Take that into account and quit robbing them of their childhood.
Right.
It's so sad. I'm over it. And the suicide rates are up, and they're doing more damage than anything else.
You're not those stats things aren't shocking me. I said that from the very beginning.
I know you did, but a lot of people don't know them because they don't pay attention to the negative of the shutdown.
For social media,
they're convinced that the shutdown is beneficial to all, and it's not. It's not.
No, not at all.
So yeah, but that's what I said. The social media thing's bad. I mean, geez. I'm almost getting as frustrated with the posts that like, hey everyone, it's getting really bad out here.
Wear your mask.
No, I'm talking about the posts. It's either right or left. Social media isn't where it used to be.
She feels some type of way about that mask.
I feel some type of way about being restricted in general.
Jeez, all the negativity. How about I share a meme about good luck and rainbows? I just can't handle it anymore. I opened this up, and people are being mean. Like, you just got this now?
I'm those people.
No, you're not. I'm not mean. You're leaving comments on people's thing, being like, "Nuh-uh," and then some bad person calls you a blonde for no reason.
Like, because that means I'm stupid. If you're
that's not a response.
How was her response? Jay said,
No, Jay likes the fact that I debate. He likes it.
I'm just saying the people that
it cracks me up so much when she gets to going, and I'll be like, hold on, right here. I was like, let me get you on this one little thing. I was like, hey, I love everything you say, but certain things I'm just like,
Well, that's how it's supposed to be. That's a debate right there.
I'm hosting the 9-year-old birthday party yesterday, right? And Tiff was like, do you want to go in there and tell him to stop saying sucks? And I was like, okay, yeah, good. And then I go in there and they're like, no, the Cardinals suck and the Cubs suck. And I was like, that's what we should be talking about. I'm all for this for a while. I'll let this go because they're not just talking about, no, liberals suck and conservatives suck. I was like,
exactly.
I'm in for this.
Yep.
I like this argument,
for sports. Yeah, for sure.
They're arguing about it, and one kid's like, oh, PV's better. Like, no. And I was like, let him go for a little bit. Let's see where this goes.
That's healthy. That's healthier for the age.
This is the type of debate I want to hear, whatever else. I'd rather listen to 100 people on Facebook say like about why or not, yes or no, why Chris Bryant should be batting leadoff. That's fine. You know what? 3 years ago, I was like, oh, I can't believe they didn't name you manager. I mean, I was that person. I was like, come on. Like, oh, you're not the manager.
Exactly.
Actually, if you look at Baseball Reference, his stats are this and his OBP. And I was like, what am I doing? And now I'm like, I wish more people did that instead of like,
That's what we need.
Yeah.
We need more. Well,
you're just a blonde.
I know. I was like, ooh, ouch! Ouch! You got me.
Jeez, it's the same thing.
Tell my family I love them.
Hey, it ain't no different than when someone says, "Well, you're black." I'm like,
yeah,
no.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. These are the people
that's the type of people that say goofy stuff like that.
I'm like, that's not prejudice at all.
And you're like, oh no, I'm black. Who? Nobody told me. Thanks, brother.
I know. You have blonde hair, so you don't know what you're talking about.
It's too much negativity. Let me tell you about the candles I'm selling.
They better be Yankee candles, too.
Cellulite cream. I've been selling it from my garage.
We got to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Jake from Elite Sportsbook.
Yeah.
Hey, Quad Cities, stop going to your favorite social media sites asking for suggestions of where to get your oil changed, who does the best tattoo, or the best place for lunch in the Quad Cities. Pick up your Locals Love Us Guide, QCA edition. It has an easy-to-navigate table of contents and help you find whatever you were looking for. Go to their website at localsloveus.com, click on Quad Cities, and then browse favorites. It is so easy to use, and they even rank the most popular places for you. Locals Love Us, your guide to the best.
You like that? You like that? Woo! Give me a hell yeah! I said, give me a hell yeah!
This is UFC Hall of Famer Pat Miletich. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us. We're local.
From lines of credit in Chicagoland to equipment finance loans in the Quad Cities, to better cash flow in Milwaukee. First Midwest Bank is committed to using our local knowledge and ideas to help our clients get their business momentum back. Visit wehaveideas.firstmidwest.com. You have plans, we have ideas. First Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
See, very intrigued by the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
American Airlines wants its middle seat back, Stugatz. American Airlines does not care about your pandemic, does not care about your social distancing. Enough.
I mean, they're ready to start cramming us back into airplanes already, wild spikes everywhere in the South?
That is correct. Yes, that is correct. Please don't do that, American Airlines. We understand that everybody wants their money. Come on, your middle seat is an injustice of the highest order under all circumstances. The fact that it exists, the fact that you guys continue in a technological age to put us in sideways in your tubes, in your flying tubes. Get out of here.
I'm telling you right now, I board a flight, someone's sitting in the middle seat, I'm leaving the flight. So, I'm asking for my money back, and I'm making a big stink of it on national radio. I'm warning American Airlines right now, okay?
The Dan Le Batard Show, 9 till noon on the Quad Cities Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
AJ here, get your t-shirts here, sweatshirts or polos here, GT Sports here, new owners, new items. I'm AJ at GT Sports, the best damn apparel shop in the Quad Cities with custom apparel, backpacks, uniforms, drinkware, hats, and much more. We are the embroidery and screen printing champions you can count on. GT Sports has it and is ready to serve you. Just down from Helium and Eldridge or find us online at GT Sportswear. GT Sports here, get your t-shirts here, sweatshirts or polos here, GT Sports here.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort who let nothing overcome their profound profession. Those gargantuans of the guarantee. Those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Precision Air, the masters of comfort and efficiency. For the best in heating and AC, call today. Precision Air will be right there.
Escúchame, it is the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
I love Chris, and I want to support Chris in whatever he wants to do. And if he likes magic or he wants to talk about how today's the last today ever, that's something I'm going to support forever.
What is that you said?
Well, this goes back a ways, Dan, and we've been trying to get this off the ground for some time now. But we were talking, Chris and I, and we kind of just realized, hey, today's September 23rd, 2019. This is the last September 23rd, 2019 ever. And they were like, wait, tomorrow's the 24th. And that's the last one of those ever. And then we just realized that today is always the last today ever.
It's crazy to think about because most people think, oh, you know what, I'm going to get one next year. But no, it's different. It's not the same thing. Today is the last today ever. Doesn't that blow your mind, Dan?
Ooh. Make it count. I mean, seriously.
The Dan Le Batard Show, 9 till noon on the Quad Cities Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
On August 22nd, dozens of people will be rappelling from the Hotel Blackhawk in support of Big Brothers Big Sisters at their Over the Edge event. This year, you can form a team to help you raise needed funds. Your coworkers, a golf foursome, your book club, or just a crowd you go to happy hour with. Why not form a family team and celebrate a life event like graduation, a key birthday, or anniversary? To find out more about forming an Over the Edge team, go to overtheedgeqc.org.
Download the ESPN 1170 app today. We are the Quad Cities Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
Welcome back to Don't Hassle So Local here on ESPN 1170. Thank you for tuning in. We're live in the Hassle Castle, brought to you by Dunright TV and Security. You can also watch us, leave comments on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread, and you can download the app ESPN 1170 AM. Listen on your smart device, and you can listen to us on ESPN1170AM.com. Currently in Fort Dodge, Muscatine is losing 7-0 to Cedar Rapids Kennedy in the bottom of the 6th. In the Class 5A state semifinals. Cedar Rapids Kennedy's never been in the state final game before. Muscatine hasn't been in the state finals in 20 years. Right after this game in Class 4A, number 1 Carlisle will play number 5 North Scott. Carlisle has not lost a game since its loss to number 1 ranked in 5A Fort Dodge. They lost 2-0 to that team, and we saw Fort Dodge play Bettendorf on Monday. Solid team. So that's going to be going on at 1 o'clock. At 3 o'clock today, number 2 Assumption, 20-5 on the year, will play number 3 Williamsburg, 24-4. Assumption's going for an unprecedented 4th state championship in a row. They beat this team previously on June 20th, 12-0. They have not. I don't think they've gone past 3 innings or 5 innings in any of their postseason games so far. 5 innings in any of their 3 postseason games. So Assumption's got on a good path unless Williamsburg rights a ship from what happened in the loss that they had before. Number 4 Northeast will play at 5 o'clock today in the Class 2A semifinals. And Louisa Muscatine, number 2 on the year, will play at 3:30 in the other Class 2A semifinals. So good luck to all the Eastern Iowa teams and Iowa area schools that are playing. And it's good to have some sports that are going on. We do have baseball going on this afternoon and tonight, and we'll look at some of those games a little bit later when we pick them as well. We did mention about the Astros and the Dodgers last night. According to Dusty Baker, Joe Kelly told Carlos Correa, nice swing, and then he said the B word following a strikeout, which it really didn't. I don't even know why.
Bomber?
Yeah, there you go. It really wasn't. I mean, I guess I bet you people have said worse. I don't know why Dusty Baker made a big deal out of it.
Why is that?
That he said that to him, huh?
I don't. He called him that.
Yeah, he struck him out and then said, "Nice swing."
Men don't like being called that word.
Because we're men.
Yeah, and it means female dog. So is that the problem?
Yeah, we're not in heat.
But Joe Kelly is the guy that started everything last night. He threw a 3-0 fastball behind Alec Bregman and nearly hit Guerrier and Carlos Correa. Kelly struck out Correa, leaving 2 runners stranded to maintain 3-run lead, and that's when he said it. And that's when they began jawing at each other. And I guess that was the straw that broke the camel's back when he said that to him.
So
is right.
So
yeah. I'm offended.
So. Exactly. You don't understand, like we had this conversation before. Mm-hmm. We had the conversation about the times we grew up.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? When we played sports and like in the 90s, we were 90s high school kids. Mm-hmm. So like, you don't understand how many things can be said to you so people try to offend you or this. You know what I'm saying? It's so he called him the B word.
I'm telling.
Come on, bro.
I just think when they threw and they were mad, and then when Carlos Correa said something back, he just kind of told him.
He deserves it though, because he's a cheater.
Yeah. Well, and Carlos Correa, he like broke down everything, trying to say like how he didn't cheat, and again, like I said, they were so smug about the whole thing.
You know what's crazy when they showed the video, and then when they do fastball, curveball, that's what they were doing, and you could hear it because you know those clap sticks.
Yeah,
that's what they were using.
Right.
So you could hear them like clap, clap,
Morse code.
Banging on a garbage can.
And then so they knew what pitch was coming.
Cheaters. Hate them.
The Marlins outbreak is up to 18 players. Obviously, that had changed some things. The Marlins are now Major League Baseball and the Marlins have suspended play through Sunday. The Phillies as well will be out of action at least until Friday. The Nationals were supposed to travel to Miami this weekend. Players voted against that, so they're going to change the schedule up a little bit. As a result of the schedule change, the Yankees, who were supposed to play the Phillies, will play the Orioles, who were supposed to play the Marlins. Major League Baseball is going to try to make up all postponed games later in the season via double headers, eliminating off days. If that's not possible, the league will allow teams to finish the season with an unequal number of games played, just like I said.
You just talk about that.
The man who I said, I didn't even know why he weighed in on the situation, but Dr. Fossey decided to talk about the early outbreak and said, this is what he said on Tuesday, this could put the season in danger. I don't believe they need to stop, but we just need to follow this and see what happens with other teams on a day-to-day basis. With that being said, I think he's going to start weighing in even more on what's going to happen with the NFL.
Man, stop bringing that up.
If I never hear that man's name again, it'll be too soon. I'm so over that dude and his contradictions.
Or his plan.
Yes. Seriously, if an expert is wrong that many times, would you still call them an expert? I don't think I would.
Or maybe he's throwing people off. You know how people like to throw, hey,
well, he's invested in the vaccine company.
Look over here, and I got something going on over here.
That's what he's doing.
That's what he's doing.
Distraction.
Yeah, that's all it is. But he's playing with the sports, man. That's the issue.
Yeah, and did you see his pitch? He should not be even involved in sports. Ridiculous.
Going back to what I was talking about the NFL, the Patriots have at least a half dozen players now that have turned out on the season. Here's a list so far as of this morning. There might have been even more. Dante Hightower, Marcus Cannon, Patrick Chung, Brandon Bolden, Danny Vitale, Najee Torin. Now, obviously, a lot of people are
star players.
Oh, and there was another one out of that too. There's one more, so that makes 7. There's another one. A lot of people, the conspiracy theories are out there saying that the Patriots are tanking on purpose for Trevor Lawrence from Clemson. Who knows? And there's also
they got Cam Newton.
I know.
Yeah. He doesn't suck.
He doesn't suck at
all.
It's
a 1-year deal. It was a 1-year deal.
Huh?
It was a 1-year deal.
Yeah. Okay.
Cam Newton can.
You don't think they will re-sign him?
If they might, Trevor, but you get Trevor Lawrence. Listen, Trevor Lawrence won a national championship as a freshman. This kid is going to be ready to go. He'll be NFL ready to go.
Okay, so
I'm just saying, Cam Newton. Bet on Cam Newton. Cam Newton's going to make a lot of money if this season is played because I think it's going to work well to his capabilities. In 2018, when he was playing, when they did a lot of short passes and everything else, he was in the top 5 in yards and completion percentage and everything else. And that's what they do. They run a lot of slot routes. I think Cam Newton's going to make money, but somewhere else.
So you're telling me that Trevor Lawrence is the reason why they won the championship? It's not because of the program? Because Deshaun Watson won the one too.
Yes, but I'm also saying that at this day and age, it used to be like, oh, they're not ready, they're this and that. Trevor, I mean, I remember talking about the game before, and everyone's like, Trevor Lawrence not going to do it. I was like, this kid has been playing in big games all over before. It's not like the kids aren't scared anymore. Freshmen don't walk in red shirt or whatever else. They're not scared. They're going and playing in big, like 7-on-7. You know, they're going against these kids that are also 5-star. They're traveling all over. It's different now. Instead of just Pop Warner and he won it and I don't know, whatever, wherever he's from. I don't care if it's, someplace in Georgia or if it's someplace in Tennessee, wherever he's from. Just a small town Pop Warner league or a state title. It's completely different. They're just, the bright lights don't affect these kids anymore. They've been doing this since they were so young.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like a kid that's been playing sports, say, at Bettendorf. They're used to going state every year.
Right.
He's used to it. You send him somewhere else, sometimes they don't perform as theirs.
That's when they make excuses and it's everybody else's fault.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but I mean, that's again, this isn't my conspiracy theory. I just think that, it's very possible that that I don't think Trevor Lawrence going there is a bad thing for Cam Newton either. I don't really think. And even if they don't tank it, yes, I could see him signing a multi-year deal.
Kind of plays like Cam Newton.
But Cam Newton, I just think Cam Newton is just basically betting on himself for a year, which there's nothing wrong with that. I think he's going to make the money.
My thing is like this: if he goes out there like a bomber,
hey,
he's not going nowhere. They're gonna keep him, and then they'll still try to get the pick. They'll trade up for it.
I think they'll sign him again.
They'll sign him again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Stocking, I understand Trevor Lawrence is a junior. He could stay at Clemson, but he would be crazy to stay at Clemson. He would be if they don't have a season, the ACC itself or whatever else. He'd be crazy even to play spring ball. If the NCAA said he doesn't need to prove anything else. He needs to go to the NFL. Yeah. And then, so again, Trevor Lawrence, the idea of him coming back would be insanity. Unless you're Lloyds of London and you just got you.
Deshaun Watson did it. He came back his senior year and won.
Deshaun Watson, no, I don't think he did. I don't think he was a senior. And on top of it,
last year,
I don't think he was a senior.
You don't think so?
No.
Was he a junior?
Yeah, I don't think so. But that being said, Deshaun Watson, he took him, his final year. I really don't think he was a senior, and we can look that up, but...
somebody knows.
Yeah.
On the feed, I'm sure.
Somebody on the feed let me know, was Deshaun Watson a senior when he played at Clemson and won his national championship against Alabama?
And give it 5 seconds.
In between, we should be getting a call here from Jake from the sportsbook here soon, because see what he's got going on.
Khakis is calling.
That's right.
Stefan.
I want to pull
He's
that
such
up
a nice
now.
guy.
What'd you say?
He's such a
Here we
nice
go.
guy. Oh, is he?
Yeah. Thank you for calling ESPN 1170 AM.
Hey, how's it going? It's
Hey.
Jake from Elite Sportsbook.
Yay,
What's
Jake.
up,
What's up, buddy?
Khakis.
How's it been? Next time I'm in the studio, I've got a surprise for you guys.
Is it khakis?
Even better.
Even better. All right.
Sounds like money.
How are things going at Elite Sportsbook?
They're going well. We were really busy on opening day, betting-wise, money coming in, a lot of turnover, so that was good. Even draft days at both resorts saw an uptick in guests, so our staff was happy about that. And we're looking forward to NBA starting up here tomorrow.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I put a couple parlays down. So I need to talk to you off the air about what I'm doing wrong though with my online account though. It's not reading that I'm in the state of Iowa.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a call and
I
we'll
will.
get it all figured out.
Yeah, tomorrow we've got games at 5:30 and 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock. The Jazz and the Pelicans, the Clippers and the Lakers start off. It can't be easy for your risk management team to figure this out because there is no home field or anything. I mean, obviously we've seen some scrimmages. Pelicans are favored -140 of the Jazz. The Lakers are -175 over the Clippers. And it's been since March since we've seen these teams outside of the scrimmages. So it can't be easy for your risk management team to come up with these lines.
No, as you know, too, with baseball, things were constantly changing with some of the news that came out this week and last week. And they're hoping, the NBA bubble is going to be a little bit more under control, so there's not as many factors. But, like you said, home court advantage is gone, no fans, different things like that. It's just kind of changing the whole atmosphere.
Yeah, if we could just keep Lou Williams out of the gentlemen's clubs and just keep him in the bubble, we'll be all right. Then maybe the bubble will
Going
work.
for that alley-oop.
Maybe the bubble will work. So what's interesting here also then on Friday, we've got games at 1:30, 3 o'clock, 5:30. Yeah, it's going all day. So that's what makes it fun. So there's a lot of games you can get in on as well. Talk to me about any of the promotions you got going on.
Yeah, we've got 4 total promotions. So just start off with the new sign-up bonus. If you haven't had a chance yet to come and sign up for an online account, especially in these times, it's worth just going down to Rhythm City. All you got to do is stop at the Resort Club desk, sign up for a Resort Club card. Then you can leave if you want or stick around and enjoy the draft day atmosphere. But then you just go on the website on your phone and follow the prompts, sign up. Your first online deposit will give you a 50% deposit match, up to $200. So definitely worth it if you're looking to do some betting from home. And then during this time, sports coming back, we've got 3 promotions kind of tied into one under our More Sports, More Free Bets promotion. So it includes 25% parlay insurance on your first parlay up to at least if you bet $50. And then we'll give you 25% match bet on your first bet. That's over $50 as well. And then if you reload your account, if you're an existing member and you reload your account using the promotion code MORESPORTS, we'll give you a 25% deposit match. So kind of giving some incentives for coming back during the time sports coming back. And it's pretty exciting. We're seeing a lot of action from it and kind of rewarding those players, too, that stuck around during the limited sports schedule.
I see they raised that when they did that match, that back, they tried to give you that. He said something like 13%. Remember, Jake, you said something about 13%, talking about I was going to get $750 back. $7.50.
25% of $50 is $13.50.
Yeah, I was like $13.50. What am I gonna do with $13.50? I'm gonna put it right there.
So you can do 100 and get $25.
Okay, see there we go. I could do that. Yep. I don't know about the $13.50, but hey, 25 is better.
There you go. Yep.
I'm trying to look up since we brought it up, the Draft Day Sports Lounge, because I want to see if any specials that are coming up. But We also have to say that that hockey's coming back too, and you can gamble on that as well.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't forget about hockey. So is that August 1st? I think the first games are.
No, I mean they've got games going on now that you can gamble on today. Now
yep,
I don't.
The practice games.
Yeah, if you want to, if you're a true degenerate, you can get into that and do that.
If you're a degenerate,
why wouldn't you though? Why wouldn't you though? Because if the games are cut. If the games are cut in half, the season's cut in half, why wouldn't you bet on every game you can?
Well, it's not really like preseason. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It might not just it's not like they have, but I mean, if you want to get in there and you want to figure, and it's what's worth paying attention to if you do want to wait to gamble on the season though, to kind of pay attention to who's doing what against the spread and everything.
Well, it's kind of cool too because you can do all these cross sports parlays that weren't possible, during the regular sports schedules, right? You can parlay together hockey, baseball, and NBA. So it's pretty cool too.
Yeah. And then in a couple weeks, you've got UFC 252 coming up. That'll be in the Rhythm Room.
Yeah, it will. So that was just confirmed last week. Advertising should start going out. I believe it started going out beginning of this week. So seating is extremely limited. We're taking all the precautions with the governor's proclamation. Everyone has to have a seat. I think the total occupancy in there is limited to only 82 people. So highly recommend that you get there once the doors open. And yeah, we're showing the fight on the big screen there. It should be a good time. A lot of room to spread out for everyone. So
it's first come, first serve? First
come, first serve, yep.
All right.
Right on. If you're going to go watch any of the games tonight, the White Sox play at 6:10. The Cubs play at 6:40. But if you go a little early to draft day, you can go and you can do happy hour there. You can get a beer flight or whatever else, and you can bet on some of the games, including Oakland. Colorado's at Oakland at 3:40. Arizona's at Texas at 4:05. So there's all kinds of things out there, games that you can bet on. And Jake took you through all the promotions that you can do if you want to do it online. Jake, where can they follow you on social media?
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at Elite Sportsbook. And we're doing this new thing where we're going to give away some merchandise items and possibly some free bets every other week. So definitely worth following just for that. Otherwise, we release all the lines and information on that and promotions when they start too. So at Elite Sportsbook.
Awesome. Perfect. All right, buddy. Well, we appreciate you, and thank you for calling in. We look forward to this every Tuesday. And now, just one more time, though, you think maybe next Tuesday we're going to be able to see you?
I will actually be out of town. Okay. Be able to give you some big news that we can announce next week.
Ooh, so a little teaser. So next Tuesday, you're going to call in.
To find it on our splash page this week, too. But big moves are being made at Elite Sportsbook.
I love it.
He's about to upgrade to those carpenter khakis.
No,
That's
you know
what I'm
what?
talking
You know what
about.
it is? It's like Mikey said, we get a velvet rope area for the Hasslers to party together. That's what I like.
There you go.
I like that.
Khaki cargo shorts.
That's right.
Yeah.
You get the little hammer knot right on the side, baby. You're good to go.
All right, Jake. I appreciate you, man. And you stay safe out there, okay? And look forward to talking to you next Tuesday.
Same. And give me a call, Jay, and we'll figure out the problem you're having.
Sure. You got it. I will do that. Thank you very much.
All right.
Later, Jake.
Bye. All right, we got to take a quick break. Don't hassle us for local. When we come back, we're going to call Mike from Hidden Hills. We're going to set up our weekly DFS golf. PGA.
Okay. Tim Hernandez wants you to focus on new
Made
and fun
money again
ways
this week.
to get fit. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Sorry.
Okay. Tim Hernandez wants you to focus on new and fun ways to get fit for yourself and your family. ID Life wants you to be healthier, have more energy, get better sleep, not to interrupt Leah, and achieve more focus. ID Life is a health and wellness company that is revolutionizing the industry with customized nutrition. The ID Life name stands for Individually Designed Life and was founded on the principle that no two people are alike, so everyone has unique nutritional needs. Tim Hernandez is your guy in the Quad Cities to offer you personalized guidance that is tailored specifically to your health factors and personal goals. Go to qchealth.idlife.com to sign up for an unconditional, no questions asked, 30-day money-back guarantee. Call Tim Hernandez today at 563-508-7221 so that he can show you that what makes ID Life different is you.
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah! Woo!
This is Bobby Metcalf from the Quad City Times, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Now is the time to get in on the action with Elite Sportsbook. Receive a 50% match on your first online deposit up to $200 for all brand new accounts now through August 31st. Sign up at Rhythm City Casino Resort or Riverside Casino and Golf Resort to qualify for the new account deposit match. Visit EliteSportsbook.com for complete details and restrictions. Then start betting on your phone anywhere in Iowa. Get in on the action with Elite Sportsbook. Must be 21. Gambling a problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
This is the Dan Levitar Show on ESPN Radio.
My top 3 movies with Angelina Jolie. Number 3, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Oh, hey, classic. Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt. Whew, best looking couple in the history of couples. Number 2 on that list, Kung Fu Panda. Underrated movie, so good. And my top movie starring Angelina Jolie, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, the laser scene. Oh.
That's not. Stugantz, are you talking about Entrapment with Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Oh, yeah, that was a mistake. Whoops. But Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. The laser scene. I can't believe I got that wrong.
The Dan Levitard Show, 9 till noon on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
New construction and remodel season is here. Hi, it's Mike from Mike's Floor Pro. Looking to replace that dull fiberglass shower with a custom-made tile shower? Wood or waterproof vinyl plank in the kitchen? Or carpet so pet-friendly it can resist a bleach stain? Visit the pros at Mike's Floor Pro. Quality products, quality installation, expert staff. Find out why everyone is taking the short drive to 215 North 2nd Street in Eldridge. Or call us at 563-570-1652 to schedule your free in-home measure and estimate. Mike's Floor Pro.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
They really appreciate what she's done as a sister as well as a soldier and, supporting their country.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join.
Family members that are soldiers in the Army National Guard inspire and influence, setting a path for others.
It's validating knowing that, I kind of did my part to make sure this is what they actually wanted and that they feel the same way I do. I'm really proud that we get to help shape the future, and I know that my sisters are going to be amazing soldiers.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share in.
A lot of pride, and they're just out there doing something every day and then serving the country as well.
I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Iowa Army National Guard, aired by the Iowa Broadcasters Association and this station.
Which stage of life are you in?
I'm shopping for a new house and can't believe I'm a grown-up stage.
How on earth do people afford college stage?
Or
I never have to think about work again stage.
No matter which stage of life you're in, First Midwest Bank has the knowledge and experience to help you. Visit firstmidwest.com/everystage. You have plans, we have ideas. First Midwest Bank, momentum for life. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
If you're craving old-fashioned Mexican food, it's that Nally's flavor that you're after. You've got to go to Nally's Kitchen. Nally's makes everything from scratch daily and has some of the most unique items in the Quad Cities area. Try their homemade guisado, guarches, and gorditas, or enjoy their delicious tacos and burritos. Check out Nally's Express menu and get your food in 15 minutes or less. Order online at nallyskitchen.com and have Nally's delivered to your home or business today. Nally's Kitchen. Old-fashioned Mexican cooking, Rockingham and Division, Davenport.
Drive around all day with the latest sports talk in your car on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
Welcome back to Don't Hassle for Local here on ESPN 1170 AM. Want to thank Jake from Elite Sportsbook for calling in. We do have a guest in studio in the second hour, but real quick, though, we're going to give our man Mike a call at Hidden Hills. We're going to talk about, we're going to put together our weekly DraftKings lineup for golf, which we won $5 last week. So, hey, it was only like a $3 entry, but we'll take it. I'm going to get in one right now as he's waiting for him.
Hidden Hills Golf Course.
Yo, Mike. Hey.
How's it going over there?
It's going well. How are you? Are you on the course right now?
No, I'm not on the course right now.
Well, you're breaking up.
Whoa.
Oh, Mike.
That went well.
Yeah, it did not, did it?
Way to go, Mike.
I know. We'll be just fine now. I can't do this right now. I got phone call coming in. I got whatever else. We'll just do.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Unprecedented times.
Unprecedented times. I got.
Welcome back, Cal.
Hey.
Wasn't the same without you here.
Yeah, it really wasn't. It was, but it was just like old times, complete chaos of technical difficulties, which we've been through plenty of times on here. Do this again.
Hidden Hills.
Yo, Mike.
A little better there.
Yeah, sorry, but I don't know what happened there. But it is what it is.
That's right.
Yeah, all right. So, how are things out there at Hidden Hills today?
Things here are doing great here.
It's a nice day.
Multiple days of fabulous weather. It's a little cooler in the mornings, so we've got some good play in the mornings. Our leagues are still going strong. This weekend we do not have any outings, so we've got all public play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's a rare thing because usually we're booked solid outings every weekend, but this weekend's a rare occasion just because a few have moved and got some different dates. So we're open to public all weekend this weekend.
How was the Chuck's Tap outing?
The Chuck's outing went fantastic. A little on the warm side.
Yeah.
The heat index was about 105 Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
They managed.
Oh,
they did.
That don't sound great.
And then next Saturday,
golfing in 105.
Next Saturday, the 8th, I believe the Bettendorf Wrestling Club has their golf outing out there at Hidden Hills.
So yeah, it went well.
Yeah, but like I said, next Saturday, because you don't have anything this weekend, but the Bettendorf Wrestling Club is going to be August 8th, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrestling Club is the following Saturday. Yeah. I believe that's the 8th.
Yeah, and I need to reach out and figure out if they have any openings left to help them fill that spot or whatever else. But yeah, so you're free this weekend. So if anyone wants to get out there at Hidden Hills, make sure to make the trek out there just north of TBK Plex, out there in Indiana Avenue in Bettendorf. Check out their website. Give Mike a call. It's weird. Every week we ask this, and I feel like I should know this now, but is there any guidelines that have changed from last week as far as social distancing goes?
Nope, nothing different. Our clubhouse is still closed, but we've been dealing with that for the last couple of months. Yeah. So you just order it at the door. We'll grab you whatever you need. The carts are available right next to the clubhouse, and you take one, and then off you go. So nothing really has changed, and I don't see it changing. I think if it starts to we're looking like we're out of the woods, maybe we'll open the clubhouse, but until then, that's kind of what we're dealing with.
So can we bring our own adult beverages?
You cannot bring your own.
You guys got adult beverages there?
Yeah, they have them, yeah. You just got to call the clubhouse and they'll bring them out to you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, you
just order it.
Cal needs to bring an adult with him.
I do.
All right. Last week we're slowly bankrolling into our DFS for PGA.
Yes.
On our DraftKings. We're making a little bit of money here and there.
What did we get into last week? We had 4 guys tear it up. We had 2 guys kind of falter.
Yeah, we had 2 miss the cut, but we were like in the top 10, 3 out of 4. We're making money. We're just slowly doing it. It's not like we're getting into like $25 DraftKings things. We're getting
25 cents at a time.
No, we're doing $3. We're making like $6 at a time. $8 at a time. Making $5 at a time.
We got to get the bases loaded to be able to hit a grand slam, right?
That's right. We're learning. What do we like this week?
I could eat ramen noodles on OnlyFans and make more than that.
I'm excited about this team this week more than I have in the previous week.
I like this. All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I'm just going to go down the list here. First pick is Abraham Answer.
Okay. I believe we had him the first week we started doing this, but I love it.
Okay.
Yep.
Next, Hatong Lee.
Yeah, he's new to our team. Lee.
L-I.
Yeah. I got him. 6.1K. Okay. 4 out of his last 8 cuts. All right. Good.
Next.
Yep.
Rory McIlroy.
All right.
Rory. That's your boy.
Rory. He just breaks our heart every week, but okay. All right.
Next up, we've got Webb Simpson.
I like that one.
I like the name. Reminds me of
7 top
Caddyshack.
10s, 8 out of the last 10 cuts. Okay.
Parents hate him.
Next up, we've got Cameron Smith.
Yep. Got him 6.3. All right. 9 of his last 15 cuts, 3 top 10s. All right. And then we got 8.1 left.
We've got, I don't think we picked him yet, is Jordan Spieth.
We have not picked him yet.
Jordan. That's my dude right there.
3 top 10s, 12 of the last 14 cuts. That's a solid team there, pal.
You can't go wrong with somebody named Jordan.
You can't go wrong with somebody balding in their 20s.
That's
That's a first. Usually we just talk about the loaf of hair on their heads. That's the first time we talked about balding, but yeah.
So that's it, the 6. How do you feel about it?
I like it. I like it a lot. I think you did some research a little bit more than just threw things out there, see what happens. And this is not our usual Stars and Scrubs lineup.
Well, I've got 2 there. They're kind of lower tier.
Mm-hmm. With Smith and Lee.
It's just a coin flip. Last week, if those 2 guys make the cut, I think we're making a little more money there.
Yeah, that's what it is. We need Lee and Smith to make the cut. The other 4, yeah, they're solid.
A couple extra rounds to make some points there.
Yeah. All right, my man. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike.
Not a problem.
All right, well, we'll see how we do, and I'll text you as always and tell you how well you're doing and how proud I am of you, of our team, when you make us $3 at a time.
Exactly. That's all we need.
That's all we need.
We're just waiting to call him Money Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you. That's Big Mike out at Hidden Hills. Make sure to check them out, 4335 Indiana Avenue, just north of the TBK Plex there in Bettendorf, Iowa. They have 4 bonus holes as well, so you can get out there and play. And like he said, it's not going to be a heat index of something crazy this weekend. There's no
105.
There's no tournaments. No, that was last weekend. But there's no tournaments, so you can get out there and play. Call for a tee time. They'll take care of you out there. All right, in studio, former baseball player from the area, a draft pick, a Cleveland Indian, him and Casey Blake.
What?
Both from Iowa. Sean Murphy's in studio with us. Sean, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Wait. Sean Murphy.
Yeah.
What?
Why didn't you tell me this?
What are you doing?
What did I get?
He's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Well, Sean, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate
thank you for having me on.
Thanks for being a fan of the show and talking with us. And we like having you in there. It's always good to have something going on, especially since we're 7 days into a baseball season. Sort of.
Yeah. I haven't checked the news yet. Have they shut it down yet?
Yeah, they're up to 18 now for the Marlins, and I don't know. I mean, obviously the Phillies are fine. The Yankees, Phillies aren't 0 test positive or anything. So I don't know.
Well, I sent a text or a tweet out the other day and make sure to tag Derek Jeter and told him that I don't have a fever. I'm negative.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. I'd still probably hit a fastball. Maybe.
Put me in, coach.
I think that's where the confusion is when they had this taxi squad, and you can have a team up to 60, and now 18 are out. Is it just because of the numbers why they just don't bring players? It's because the taxi squad's not your AAA, but is it they just don't quarantine those and just keep playing? Or?
Yeah, that's the thing that I wasn't clear about.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there were some situations. I've been a high school coach in the state, off and on for a long time. But, so I know that there were a lot of schools in the state that kind of ran into the same situation. A couple of seasons that got cut short, and the schools were like, "Hey, look, we have freshman, sophomore. We could keep this thing going." And then they, for whatever reason, safety concerns. I'm not really clear how that works, but you would think that there would be some options that they would have considered that at some point. But
Well, you mentioned you brought up that got shut down. The number one team in the state was Dowling. They shut their stuff down.
yeah, that's where I coached up until 2 years ago.
Well, that's my question. I understand that there's freshman, sophomore, whatever else, but I mean, Dowling couldn't recruit from Waukee within a matter of hours to bring anybody to come in and play.
My son still goes to school there, so I have absolutely no comment. No, they're still they can still add more onto my tuition for this year. So.
Jay trying to get somebody in trouble. He's like,
well, look. So you win that many state titles in that many sports, you don't really have to recruit.
Yeah. But it does. I mean, it's true. The product.
I'm kidding, but that's that's the line.
Listen to me. The product attracts.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah,
and that's what happens. And I think now we know we have like the background that we have. Sean, it's that will always be brought up. No matter when you have success, someone's going to come up with something. I mean, in the 90s, going to Bettendorf, we all did steroids. I'm telling you right now, I'm living proof that I did not do steroids, and they were never offered to me. And I probably, yes, I would have said okay.
Why did you look at me?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying,
like she takes steroids.
No,
I take steroids to do Facebook.
I mean, that was the thing going on.
Maybe that's my problem.
Well, your uncle coached at Assumption. Quinn played there, and so like when we were going there, Assumption recruits Bettendorf take steroids, and I'm telling you, like I was that dumb enough kid that I wanted a state championship in football that I would have been like, absolutely, let's do this, and it never happened.
So I was an Illinois kid who crossed the river to go to Assumption.
I'm an Illinois adult. That's not fun.
So I crossed the river. I was one of the first ones to do it, and my uncle's the coach, my dad's the assistant. This guy's crossing the river. What are they doing? They're recruiting from over.
Oh gosh.
He pulled Tavian.
That is the furthest thing that you
He
could
pulled
even.
Tavian.
How is that possible?
What about the 30-year-old that played in the Little League Championship?
That didn't happen either.
Hey.
That didn't happen.
First off, Tavian Banks is my cousin. I know the deal. He's good at soccer. They tried to get him for soccer at Bettendorf, and then he played football.
This is really, really.
Then he played football.
I don't care how related you are to him. You are dead wrong.
100%.
He went to Grantwood Elementary School. He went to Bettendorf Middle School. He went to Bettendorf High School.
He was raised in Rock Island.
Until what? 2nd grade?
Till 7th grade.
That is not true either. 100% that is not true. That is
you got to throw a little controversy on the sports show, baby.
That is not
Tavian,
true.
I love you. If you're listening, man. I just had to throw a little controversy out there, baby.
Then he went to Bettendorf Middle School.
I just threw out the biggest lie in the history.
Like Sean said, though, and look at what Assumption softball's doing. They're on their way. Hopefully, they play Williamsburg. They beat them up pretty good. I shouldn't say beat them up. They beat them pretty well already, but they have a state semifinal game. This is unprecedented. Forget about looking at success and pissing all over it. Let's look at success and be like, this is great for Eastern Iowa.
Yeah.
This is unprecedented. 4 state titles that they're going for.
Yeah, and I think that should always be celebrated. And people are going to say what they're going to say. For all the reasons that they're going to say it, they're jealous, they're this, they're that. It doesn't matter. My thing is, and it's always been, it's a great thing for the kids. It's a great thing for their high school experience, for them to grow. And, as a coach, it's like you want to develop these kids into good, solid adults. And they get this from these programs. They like year after year, why is such and such still in the tournament and, and they're winning the state titles? Well, it's because they build a good program. They support their kids. They have great support from the alumni and all this sort of thing. So it's always a positive for that. And, you just kind of let the other stuff roll off. And hopefully there's never a situation where something like that is, actually comes to, there's truth in it or whatever. And I'm sure there was in the past, but, I've always had great experiences, with the Catholic schools in the state and, as a player and as a coach and student. So.
Yeah, you and I are paddling in the same boat. Really, they're teenage kids. Let's celebrate what they're doing, and I think it's great. The fact that what we had just for softball alone, that's representing the Eastern Iowa, and now Pleasant Valley is going. I don't know about Assumption. They're in the playoffs and on their way, but Pleasant Valley just punched their ticket for baseball. I think Assumption's probably playing within the next couple days.
I thought they got beat last week.
They did. Then I'm off.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Jay's off.
Then I'm off.
Must be those roids.
Yeah. Is that what they're calling seltzers these days?
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
Man, this is great. I'm excited. Good pro baseball player up in here. I love baseball. That's my thing. And did you get a lot of backlash for picking going to Assumption compared to like you could have went to Allman or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, socially, friends wise and all that sort of thing.
Right.
But yeah, absolutely. Because my whole family all went to Allman.
Yeah.
Both sides, my mom and my dad's family both went to Allman.
Right.
My uncle, who was
Allman's
at
a better
Assumption at
choice.
the time, was the coach at Allman before that.
Okay.
So, yeah, there was, there was a lot of uncomfortability, back and forth because I was living in Illinois, coming to Iowa every day for school, and
Right.
I played varsity baseball as an 8th grader at Assumption, so there was a lot of hostility. It's my uncle's first year, and what are we doing? Oh, he's bringing his nephew in to play varsity as an 8th grader.
Right.
Yeah, that was
Jealous?
Yeah, there's
They're
some
haters.
Yeah, there's some of that, and then like if you're the parent of a senior.
Right.
And this sort of thing happens, and we see that a lot, even these days when you bring younger kids up, talented kids. There are a lot of those situations, but like I said, you're trying to help these kids grow, learn, become better adults moving forward. So it's like that's one of the lessons that you have to learn as a player, and then learn how to teach as a coach.
That's what I'm saying.
You came over in 8th grade to Iowa, which plays summer ball, and Illinois played spring. And back then there wasn't a lot of travel ball, but you guys had Legion ball.
Yes.
And there was still, so you're from the Quad City area, there was back then that stigmatism that Illinois softball, baseball was far more superior than Eastern Iowa baseball. So I'm sure you had to come over with like a little bit of a swagger, like I've had this many games and you guys have just been playing at Garfield Park.
Well, I don't know. It's been too long for me to remember how it went exactly, but yeah, there was there was an adjustment period, and you hear all those things. They don't do it like we do it, and just Little League and that sort of thing. There was never anything like there is now, where you're crossing state borders and playing in these tournaments, and there's a fall league and a spring league, and so it's really a positive for these kids these days, where there can be those rivalries, but I know that Assumption, I think, and Allman had played in the past, and in May or whatever, as soon as they can start. So, and that's always good for competition.
Oh, 100%. So these are the type of things that we like to ask. Like, take me through the draft process for you. What was that like?
Well, I was a senior in college at St. Ambrose, so you have one shot. Like, hopefully, we'll see what happens, and then it's here's your contract, and then here's a little bit of money, take it, or you can go get a job. So I was kind of, I still remember where it was. I was coaching at Assumption at the time, at a doubleheader before cell phones. So between games, I'd run to the gas station, make a phone call. Anybody call? No. And my cousin Quinn had already gotten drafted, a couple days before. A 66th round that's the last pick of the last pick. There's like 3 guys left in the room. Like, I guess we'll take this guy. So
Mr. Relevant. That's what they
like I was, the high school kids or kids that I work with, teaching, they ask me like, what round did you get drafted in? Did you, this and that? Like, yeah, the round that I was drafted in doesn't even exist anymore. So that's and I would have loved to say that I was the last pick, but there was a round after that where the Indians actually took somebody else. So,
And then where did you go to from there?
So usually what happens is you go to the spring training facility, which was in Kissimmee at the time. So we go down there, the short, extended spring training, 10-day, 2-week mini camp. And then I was in the New York Penn League, which is a short season A-ball league in upstate New York, Watertown, New York. And then I was there for about 2 weeks, played a couple games up there, and then got moved up to the long season A team in Columbus, Georgia. I spent the rest of the season there.
And then how long did you stay in pro ball?
10 years.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was with the Indians 94, 95, and then the strike happened, and I was part of the mass exodus of guys that got fired. So it's kind of bouncing around spring training here with this team and that team, and spent a lot of time in the independent leagues after that. So
you played with Kenny Lofton?
In spring training.
Yeah.
Not with him. I was in the same complex. Let's put it that way. I saw him in the weight room.
Yeah.
What's up, Loft?
And then, I don't remember when Casey Blake was drafted.
So it was a couple years after me.
Okay. He's an Indianola kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the same agent, same hitting instructor, and him and I, Todd Sears from Ankeny. We all had the same agent, and we'd go to California in the winter, hit, work out, that sort of thing.
Do you follow the Indians still to this day, or do you have a team?
I do here and there.
Okay.
The Indians is one of those organizations, and later on in my career, some of the same coaches that I had in the minor leagues were my coaches at in different teams, and that's one of the things. That's like with the Yankees. You're always a Yankee. You're always an Indian. It's a family environment. At least when I was there, so that's sort of a thing that these coaches would always embrace with even the ex-players. So.
And growing up, obviously you followed baseball, but did you have a favorite team?
Oh yeah, the Reds.
Okay.
Yeah, Big Red Machine. I grew up Pete Rose, Johnny Bench.
That makes sense.
I like how you looked at me a little bit to see how I was going to react. I mean, I don't like the Reds because you're looking at this Cubs stuff.
But
come on now.
But you can't live in the Quad Cities in Illinois and not be somewhat of a Cubs fan. My grandpa every day had the Cubs game on. We were always at Wrigley Field or Old Comiskey.
Yep.
So my dad's been a scout for over 50 years, so we were always at pro games, and so we would. Only day games at Old Comiskey. You didn't go to night games.
No, especially Comiskey at night.
No, and this was the old stadium in the late 70s, early 80s, and
I know I parked my car here. I know I parked my car right here.
That's great. Yeah, because I would just wonder. I mean, obviously the teams and everything else, but Cleveland at that time, and they're about 5 years removed from the movie Major League.
Yes,
and I think probably about 7 years removed from that cover of Sports Illustrated with Corey Snyder and Joe Carter, how they were going to bring the title back to the Cleveland and make them a world, not bring it back, but make them a World Series champion. So yeah, it's you're like, Cleveland, all right.
Yeah,
Cleveland.
Man. At the time I was like, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah,
I don't care
with anybody. Yeah,
Cleveland was the stuff in the 90s.
I had a Cleveland Indians hat when I was 6 because I thought it was a Braves hat.
They had
Sorry.
Who they had? They had Albert Bell.
Yeah, Albert.
Yep, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, they was.
And what year?
Going. 90.
Well, 97 they went to the World Series.
Right.
They played the Marlins.
Yeah.
They lost in Game 7.
95 they won the first. I think it was 95, the first ALCS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And then they lost in the World Series. And then 'cause my dad was working for the Indians at that time, so he's got the two ALCS rings.
Were you like, if I was still on the team, we would have won the World Series?
Yeah, no, I didn't have those delusions. No, not at all.
I should have been there.
Do you need a bat boy? You need somebody to throw BBs?
Why does that bat boy look 30? Get him out of there.
Put him in the Little League instead.
Let's ask the question because you're always a Cleveland Indian.
Yeah.
Do they change the name?
Oh,
tough one. Mm-hmm. Tough one. I mean, I guess it's going to depend on who you ask, and
I'm asking you, someone from the Cleveland Indian family.
I would say no.
Okay.
I would say no. You have to honor the tradition, and the whatever got them to that point that they built this around. I'm sure there was no malice involved with it when they named the team.
Right.
Myself, my father, people in my family have worked for that organization for years. Great people that I've known, great players, great managers. Like I said, it's a family environment. I can't believe that there would be any ill intent with a name or something like that. So, those kind of things. I leave those up to the smarter people that have that sort of social thing in mind as far as how it affects the organization moving forward. But if you ask me and my experiences. Nah, you can't do that.
I think it's a pride thing, like Indians, like Cleveland Indians.
Right.
It's
not like it's
not derogatory.
The reason it's not at all.
No,
and that's why I'm saying the Indians are like the Seminoles or something like that. There's
pride
giving
with
specifics.
Yeah,
but like with the name when they said like the Redskins name, that's a derogatory
that's
word.
Different. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I get that. If they was called the Washington Iroquois, it probably wouldn't be an issue. But the fact that they're called the Redskins, which is a derogatory towards Native Americans,
sure.
Of course they're gonna feel some type of way. Indians, no, man, because
and in that part of the country too. I mean, it's Cuyahoga County, the Cuyahoga Valley. I mean, there are things that tie that name to that. So that sort of context. You got to respect history and how they got to that point.
For sure.
Whereas, they weren't sitting around going, all right, how's this going to affect these dudes in 2020?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why I like your answer because, one, you started off before we even got to there, like you're part of the family. Now, there's a history involved, and they're not moving. They're not the Cleveland Browns that moved to Baltimore, okay? And it's not – so to rename it, it's kind of like – you're like, oh, yeah, I worked for the Cleveland Indians. I played for the Cleveland Indians. My family was employed by him, and you have grandkids someday, and they're like, "Who are the Cleveland Indians?"
Right.
And you're like,
Exactly.
"Oh, the Cleveland Spiders." Like that sucks. So that's a legitimate response that you have. That like, there's a history. There's that. It wasn't derogatory. No one said like, "Can't wait to see what these people think about this in 2020."
Yeah, exactly.
They're gonna lose their minds. Wait till this happens.
And that's the thing that that I learned growing up in and around professional sports. It's like the organization has a goal, and it has history, and it has these traditions, and if you want to be a part of that and represent them, then you respect those traditions, you honor that history, and that is on the field, off the field, and also, and I mean, now there's the national anthem and all, there's all of these things that go into it, but as a professional athlete, you're taught to respect these things. And then that comes down to, personal belief and personal things, how you carry that forward. So that's one thing that we always, that we were always taught with the organization, a very strict dress code, how you stand, how you look, how you behave on the field, what you take.
Right.
If you're part of this family, then you're an Indian when you walk out that door.
Yep.
You're an Indian when your contract's
You represent
up.
us.
When we
Absolutely.
fire you take this with you. You
Yep.
take these lessons. Like we talked about, with, teaching kids in high school. You carry these lessons with you. You build good people. My Doc Edwards was my manager. He was the manager in the 80s with the Indians. He was my manager later on in the minor leagues. And he's like, we build big leaguers. You might not make it to the big leagues, but you're going to learn how to act, behave, carry yourself, represent the organization and the game as such.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's like military style, baby.
Yeah.
Once you're in the military, you're part of that alum forever, and you still got to carry yourself in a certain
Right.
swagger the way that they do it. And then, like you said, in 2020, if people want to get all touchy about it, you'd be like, oh, Chicago White Sox. I
No,
don't like
God,
the word
right, here we
white.
go.
I can't deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, if
It's
you're a
already
White
gone
Sox,
too
you're
far.
a White Sox.
Yeah.
Well, it's
We need, to
Point
keep,
blank.
we need to keep politics out of major
so
league
even
But
sports.
that's
when
what
I
I'm
use-
saying. They keep putting it in sports, and that's what's
and
messing
that's why they're losing
sports
fans,
up.
and that's why they're
Yeah.
losing in the droves
Yeah,
because of
that's-
that.
Absolutely.
The idea behind it is you want these things like baseball as America's pastime. You want America's pastime to transcend
Absolutely.
America.
race, religion, sports,
All of everybody,
and
yeah.
while it's still sort of is a microcosm of all those things, race, religion, and all those things, with all these different people, from different backgrounds in the sport, baseball itself. We want to transcend that. We want to be there for every person in every situation, and like be that distraction. Especially now, like baseball games. Boom, there it is. Something that is solid. People can rely on. It's entertainment. Something to cheer for.
Right.
Positive things.
And they're still inserting politics into it. Still, I
Well,
mean,
the thing
going
is
through
like
everything
this:
that we're going through right now.
if
just
anybody's
stop.
gonna have an issue with the Redskins name, it should have been Jim Thorpe, who was a Native American, and he was the best player on the team.
And what
You
did
know
he
I'm
say
saying?
about it?
Nothing.
I don't care.
He don't care. I'm in the NFL. I don't care.
just like Sean said, they gave him a check. They told him what to where to be.
Yeah,
Like, that's all I want to
That's
do.
why people would ask me when I was playing, like, "Who's your favorite team?" Like the one that's paying me right now. When I retire, I'll have a favorite team.
Exactly how he thought. He was like, man, I don't care.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I think that's like I said, that's something that they teach to young players, and that's part of the indoctrination into these organizations. Whereas like the NBA, they'll have the rookies conference where they take them all and they teach them about the ins and outs of how these things work. Well, you get a packet and like here's what the organization expects of you. It's all laid out, and like I said, these are lessons to learn as a player, number one, but as an adult to take through your life. And I'm still playing today, so these things I tried to carry with me. So there's a college kid I'm playing against or somebody who sees me, like maybe there's something that I do, a way that I carry myself that will influence.
Absolutely. 100%.
I feel a responsibility.
You're a role model, Sean.
Well, I don't know about that. But
he's on the Charles Barkley.
But
I ain't no role model.
Yeah, when you learn these things, you feel a responsibility to carry these forward, and lead by example.
Absolutely.
You coach younger kids too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you coach like a whole slew of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that more and some other sports because there's a lot of athletes out there that just don't want to talk
Sean
about the
Murphy's
sport that
in the building.
there's a lot of athletes that just don't want to talk about the sport that they excelled in. There's sure there's other things also, but let's keep the conversation going when we come back from this break.
All right, let me tell you about Bayside Bistro in the village of East Davenport. Bayside Bistro is not your ordinary sandwich shop. You won't find deli meat on their menu. They use fresh ingredients, Cal. And their orders are made to order from scratch. From paninis like the Bayside Poor Boy to the roasted beet and green bean salad, Bayside Bistro has an incredible menu that specializes in what, Sean?
Deliciousness, Sean.
Deliciousness.
He said deliciousness.
He's like, what?
Troy's not here.
That wasn't in our script. That wasn't in the script.
And don't forget about their smoothies and fresh juices that they make and their incredible dinner entrees. But don't take our word for it. Go check out their Facebook page and read the over 500 recommendations from guests. Stop by Bayside Bistro today at 1105 Christie Street in the East Village of Davenport.
You like that? You like that? Woo! Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
This is WQAD's Matt Randazzo, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
Introducing First Midwest Bank's newest branch, your home. With our online banking and mobile app, it's easier than ever to make a deposit from the dining room, pay bills from the patio, or get alerts in the loft. The convenience of First Midwest Bank, right from your own home. Visit firstmidwest.com/convenient to get started today. First Midwest Bank, momentum for life. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
Do you expect the 78-year-old to throw a strike from 60 feet, 6 inches away tonight? Fauci. 63% of the audience said no. If Anthony Fauci, we should call him Dr. Fauci. But anyway, if Anthony bounces his first pitch tonight, should that impact his shot at winning awards?
What awards is he winning? He's been doing nothing.
Person
All
of the
he's
year.
been doing is warning us, and we've ignored him. And now we're starting sports again.
71% of the audience said yes. He's throwing out the first pitch, Dan.
We've ignored his warnings. He's not going to win any awards. We're number one at being the worst. He gave us all the advice and we ignored it. Told us how to do this, and we simply ignored him.
He'd be throwing that thing in front of 60,000 tonight if we listen.
The Dan Le Batard Show, 9 till 11 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
We've all spent a lot of time at home lately. Has the look of your kitchen and bath been wearing on you? Time to complete the home renovation of your dreams. And for this, you need an all-star. You need to call Mike at All-Star Home Services. Check out their past transformations at all-starhomeservices.com with financing available and $500 off your complete kitchen or bath project for a limited time. Call now. All-Star Home Services, 563-299-3786 or visit all-starhomeservices.com.
Battles aren't won solely on the field. That's a common misconception. Battles are won within, over enemies of fear, enemies of doubt. In that place where promises are kept. Promises to oneself.
This is a physical training event.
Promises to one's community.
Healthy people move debris out of their house.
Promises to one's country. In the heart of every Marine, you'll find a promise. A promise forever kept. A promise of battles won.
On August 22nd, dozens of people will be rappelling from the Hotel Blackhawk in support of Big Brothers Big Sisters at their Over the Edge event. This year, you can form a team to help you raise needed funds. Your coworkers, a golf foursome, your book club, or just a crowd you go to happy hour with. Why not form a family team and celebrate a life event like graduation, a key birthday, or anniversary? To find out more about forming an Over the Edge team, go to overtheedgeqc.org.
Car old? Need it sold? Get rid of that old car and do a good deed at the same time. It's the Arrowhead Ranch Annual Auto Auction coming soon to Coal Valley. That's right, it's back. Donate your car, truck, SUV, or motorcycle, and if you live within 40 miles of Coal Valley, they will even pick it up, even if it doesn't run. All donations are tax deductible. Call 309-799-7044 or visit them online at arrowheadyouth.org. Car old? Need it sold? Arrowhead Ranch Annual Auto Auction. Stay tuned for an auction date in Coal Valley.
From the Sheedy Family Chiropractic Studios, this is the Quad Cities Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM, KBOB Davenport.
Welcome back to Don't House Us for Local here on ESPN 1170 AM, brought to you by Dunright TV and Security. We're live here in the Hassle Castle, brought to you by Dunright. Cal's to my left, Sean Murphy's a guest, Bomber's here as well. I'm looking at a comment on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread. I want to remind you, you can watch and leave comments on there. He says, if Illinois High School Athletic Association goes with the governor, it looks like they caved. If Illinois High School Athletic goes against the governor, there'll be major ramifications. I think Pritzker went ahead with his announcement to force to bend his plan. I don't think there was an announcement yet, but Stocking, if I'm wrong, I thought it wasn't until 2 o'clock that Illinois is going to announce what's going to happen. Personally, I believe they're going to go the California route and suspend all play until spring. Personally, that's what I think. But right now, the Quad Cities and especially the Western Illinois portion of it is has their they're holding their breath to hear exactly what's going to happen with their high school athletes. I mean, you got drafted, Sean, in college your senior year, but there's a lot of seniors in college that in the draft went from shortened down as well. I mean, if you really look at this now, going back the years, this would have been your senior year. You'd be traveling all over to do free agent workouts.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and there are a lot of guys that are in the situation. You know, even though that because I advise college players that have potential to go into the draft on how to do this, what to do. Guys that aren't necessarily going to have an agent, seniors and things like that. It's like, what do I do? What's the even though that they're being given that extra year of eligibility, some of the schools aren't taking these guys back. Like you've got a year, but you're not going to play. And and on some levels I understand that, but yeah, there's some of these guys are just going to be done, and
And man, that's so. Man,
yeah,
that sucks, man.
When I sometimes I can't even get the words out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you can't even fathom. It's just how those kids will be distraught by it. Like I thought they were still going to do the baseball showcases. Like, but they're not even doing. Yeah, they're not even going to let them do that.
Yeah, and I understand it from the organizational standpoint where. They had after the draft, they had an opportunity, a certain 48, 72 hours to sign some of these guys. There was a cap on the, the signing bonuses and et cetera, et cetera. They didn't really do it for the most part. And I understand it because there's nowhere to send them.
There's nowhere to send them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know of, some of the guys that I, help out and advise have had individual workouts with scouts and things like that. But there's just no one knows what the future holds, and there's a potential for some sort of fall league situation for some of these minor league guys, but everything's still up in the air.
Well, you're still playing.
Yes.
Where are you playing at?
I live in Des Moines, so we have a semi-pro / men's league, different age divisions. I help run an 18 and over, like semi-pro college team in Newton, Iowa, and then I play in a couple age divisions up there. And then tonight I'm playing with the 76ers alumni in Rock Island at their annual alumni game at Douglas
cool.
Park.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's neat. You said the game's at 7?
Yes.
Where will that be played at?
Historic Douglas Park.
Yeah, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean,
my cousin plays semi-pro. I'm sorry. My cousin plays semi-pro ball up there in Cedar Rapids.
Okay.
Yeah, so like Ishmael Overton, he plays up in Cedar Rapids.
Okay.
And yeah.
Ishmael.
I've played two tournaments so far in the Cedar Rapids area this year. So Des Moines, we have a traveling squad that will go to Cedar Rapids. We played at the Field of Dreams for a 4th of July tournament this year.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You're getting shout out. Your cousins are saying, "What's up, Christian?"
So did you play at the Field of Dreams, or is the field done? Were you the test of how the field's going to be?
Well, we were supposed to play we were supposed to be one of the first games to play this 4th of July tournament at the new facility, but with the COVID and the this and the that, the push the construction back, and so nobody could get on that field. So we played at the movie site, which major renovations there. It's beautiful. I mean, I've played there in the past a few times, different tournaments and fundraisers and this and that, but this is the best that I've seen it look in, 20 years at least.
Oh, that's great.
So
that's awesome, and I thank you for taking the time. I mean, you got a big game tonight, or alumni game, but thanks for swinging in here. This is
I appreciate it.
Awesome to talk to you about all this. All right,
You're all right.
I got some questions for you about when you're at spring training, when you see like Kenny Lofton or whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's 94. You're drafted. And now we're within 4 or 5 years, you're in the era. What's that like? Are you seeing anything? Are you questioning anything? Are you looking at it being like, that guy looks about 25 pounds bigger than I remember him last year coming in spring training?
Oh, you can't miss it. I mean, it's, you know, it's spoken and unspoken at the same time. You know, it's one of the most important lessons that you learn in professional baseball, especially, is mind your business. You know, you take care.
I wish they did.
I
wish they did.
You take care of you. If you didn't see it happen, you don't have any reason to be speaking about it to anybody else.
I have a question about that.
Yeah. So that was, you know, so that's how baseball approaches these sort of things, you know, and I'm far gone from it. So it's not like I'm revealing any secrets that are going to, you know, but that's, you know, that's really the thing. Like, yeah, absolutely. Like, you know, and I won't say the guy's name because everyone would know his name. And you know, first year he comes into spring training after being a rookie and going to have a big guy, right out of high school. Comes in 25, 30 pounds heavier. It's hot. Got long sleeves on. What's this guy doing? He's sweating to death. Like, what the? And he's a monster now. A monster. Whereas, you know, 6'6", lean, 205, you know, this kind of guy. And he's 235 in a year. Takes off the shirt. Well, he didn't know better, so he's injected himself in his arms.
Oh, he's got track marks.
He's infected, and that's... So there's, you know, while there are a lot of issues with this, there's a lot of health issues because you had guys not knowing what they're doing, you know, and a lot of guys who knew what they were doing.
This is, again, a story that's told me by someone else who played in the minors, and he was Latin American, and he was just like, you would go at spring training, he said, there would be times like there are like supplements to be taken. But he said, if you're next to Albert Pujols and he's taking a supplement, you're probably taking it too. You're not questioning. Because what we were talking about, you remember when David Ortiz came out and he's like, the language barrier gap. These kids, the people that are testing positive, there's a language barrier. And I asked him about that. He goes, there is, but there isn't. He's just like, you're not going to say no if Albert Pujols taking it. You're going to just follow him along the line of supplements and just be like, I'm taking that one too.
Well, and especially in those countries, the things that, you know, testosterone or whatever, you know, whatever the things are, they go into pharmacia and they buy them. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's not illegal. There's no stigma around it. It's just what you get you have the money, you buy the
Everything
supplements.
I've bought at a pharmacia there, though, is not what they say it is.
So my question, I got a good question on that, though. Do you think steroids helps your hand-eye coordination?
No, not, you know, guys taking, you know, steroids to get bigger and stronger.
Yes.
And, you know, and that sort of thing. There's two different ways, things that guys would do. They would take them in the off season to get bigger and stronger.
Right.
And, you know, and that's, you know, the power lifter, boom, boom, boom. I'm benching 500 pounds.
Right.
And then there's stuff that they're taking during the season.
Right.
That affect, you know, your muscle fibers, your fast twitch, your slow twitch things that are going to improve your day to day. You know, the thing, if I saw something that I would say like a performance enhancing issue, were never the steroids. You know, it's guys taking amphetamines, it's guys taking Winstrol and taking these day to day things that, you know, they were never really addressed. While guys would get, you know, you get popped for them.
Right.
But that was never a part of the conversation. And things like amphetamines and, you know, and caffeine pills. And, you know, when we were in high school, you know, we'd take the no-dose before a football game and that sort of, you know, that trickles down into, you know, into college and eventually into the high schools. And, you know, so the fact that that was never addressed when you'd see all these things, you know, talking about all these steroids and things that you would see was something that, you know, it's like, man, they're really missing the boat on, if they're going to educate people, educate them 100% on what's going on and be completely transparent about it.
Because you'll get players like, remember when Barry Bonds was in Pittsburgh? He was already hitting home runs.
I have that card.
He was already hitting 40 plus.
Yeah.
In Pittsburgh.
He's super
at like at 230, at like what? He wasn't even 230. Was it like 215?
Maybe.
Stopping what? Not even close.
Not even close. But like he got bigger, but he kept hitting home run. You know, it's just. I think, in my opinion, a lot of guys as they get older, they want to keep that longevity and keep that same power they had when they first came in. And I get that.
You're watching that Mark McGwire documentary where he says, like, I did it so I didn't get hurt. Like, all right.
Well, no, but my thing is like this. But my thing is
that's
like
what
this.
He said. That documentary was an hour long, and they spent 14 minutes about steroids.
But Mark McGwire came into Oakland like 190.
He hit 49 his rookie year. What
right. Yeah. But the next year, he was like 30 plus more pounds.
No, it wasn't that fast. It was
What are you
changed. But
talking about?
Yeah,
You kidding me?
That was 87, 88.
did
The
get
Bash
bigger.
Brothers
He got
started.
huge
Lamb
the
and
next
Conseco
year
were doing it.
because he
or whatever
started the Bash Brothers.
He wanted to prolong
The
his career.
Syringe
He didn't want to get
Brothers,
hurt.
that's what they was on.
All right,
What is it with you men not being able to accept that you're getting older?
Hey, I cherish my
And
beer
you're
gut
losing
like
your-
no
and you're
other.
losing your,
I got a beer gut and I love it.
They're signing
accept it.
10, 20-year contracts. Like
I understand.
you
I'm
have
just
to do
saying
it.
that
It's
the
insane.
men like that are the reason why there's gas station pills. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
It's nuts.
You got something going on tonight? Yep. Here you go, right here,
Swing
brother.
by 7-Eleven
Right
real quick.
here, brother.
Sean, should these guys in the era be in the Hall of Fame?
Ooh, tough one. Yeah, I think they should. You know, for by and large, for the most part of the time that we're talking about, there were no hard and fast rules.
No.
Period.
No, Seelig was just really excited that he cleaned up the cocaine habit.
Yeah.
So, and then at the time, ratings are going down. It's after the strike, and you have commercials of Glavine and Maddox saying "Chicks dig the long ball."
Yeah.
Like it was. They knew MLB was promoting it 100%.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame's, the Hall of Fame's one thing. If the Hall of Fame's going to be about performance and and all of that, then keep it about that. And they say, oh, Pete Rose is banned from the Hall of Fame. Well, if you've been to the Hall of Fame, it's not like they went in with a marker and scratched out his face from all the big red machine displays and all of the records that he set.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not in the hall.
You can't cherry pick like they do.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is with this. First off, I think it's flawed because I don't think writers should vote. I don't think they should because they never played the game.
Jay disagrees.
Yeah,
I
really do.
We'll get 100% into it. It's not that I disagree.
If you got players right now, like we're sitting right now across from Sean, and he's like, yeah, I think they should be in there because he's been at that level. He's seen how they play. He's seen their workout. It's not that like they're not working out. They just take steroids and go out and just play.
Right.
That's not how it
And
works.
treat it like the Heisman. Let everybody that's in the hall be able to have a vote.
For sure.
But
Absolutely.
the thing I don't like about the baseball writers, and this is actually leading, so thank you, Cal, it's leading to my next question with Sean.
For sure.
Are we going to slowly ever get away from the code of baseball of, there's a way of doing baseball, this and that, or we don't bat flip, or we don't look at a home run too long, or the Brian McCann policeman of the world that just like, that's not how we do things, but then yet he was on the World Series team that cheated?
Yeah, I don't think so because that's, when we talk about traditions and, things that there are still and there always will be those hard and fast, old school guys that are ingrained in the system that are like that. Put your head down, sprint around the base. That's how Mickey Mantle did it. Well, he's dead. I don't know. There's a whole element to it. A whole element to it culturally. It's like you want to involve kids in something that's exciting, and the bat flips are exciting, and and all the stuff that they do around the All-Star game and the home run derby and all these things are exciting while they're not, by and large, traditionally baseball things, and they're gonna irritate a lot of traditional baseball people. I think that's okay because it helps the game grow. You talk about growing the game, you go to Latin America and you go to Asia, and this is part of the culture. It's part of the game. They got their beating the drums, they're with the whistles and all this, and they're cheering the whole time, and they love the bat flips and they love all of that thing. But I also think it's okay. The guy bat flips and you don't like it. Two things you can do: make a better pitch or knock him down the next time.
Exactly.
And the rule changes and all that stuff that dumbs down the game, and we're making it safer. Well, you're not teaching kids how to play it the right way. You're not teaching them how to turn a double play so you don't get your legs broke. You're not teaching them. Well, you bat flipped and the guy, he hit you in the head next time. Well, there's a lesson to be learned there. We're not learning. We're not ingraining that and learning these lessons at a young age. They're pushing these kids, to the big leagues, and they don't have time to learn these things in the minor leagues and learn how to play the game. It brings an exciting element to it, but for some people it takes away from that traditional part of the game. So I think there's a marriage of it somewhere in between, but I think it's about having fun. If people are having fun, have fun.
You remember the Tom McGivern show? Tom McGivern, he had a show for baseball. Tom McCarver.
Was it on
something
TV?
Like that. McCarver.
Okay.
That's it. And then remember when King Griffey Jr. was at batting practice and he had his hat backwards?
Yeah.
And he made it a big deal. And he was just like, I was like, I didn't get
Tim McCarver,
King Griffey is one of the most natural baseball players to ever live. He never caused trouble. He never did this. That. Like you said, you have a you have a swagger you have to have on the field, off the field, this and that. And he always had that standard. And the thing is, I was confused because he's one of my favorite players of all time. And I was like, why is he talking about his hat? My dad said, I have no idea.
Well,
he had his hat backwards.
Haters gonna hate.
And everything like Sean said, the marriage thing, and Cal, what you brought up too, the baseball writers. I mean, there's those old white dudes that just don't want the game to change, or they don't like the way Barry Bonds was towards the press, so they're going to hold it against him, and or he didn't do things the right way or the baseball way. But McCarver is somebody else too, because he got mad at Deion Sanders for playing a football game on the same day playing a baseball game, and Deion dumped Gatorade on him during the middle of a celebration,
like 3 times.
Yeah, so
but the thing is like this, and he's like he drew a money sign, and Carlton Fisk got peed off.
Upset,
He was like, oh, why you put a money sign right there? He's like, I'm just joking. You know, it was just a joke. Yeah. But if you have an athlete of that stature that could come in there and play a football game and then come and play a World Series baseball game, and you're going to give him crap about it?
Yeah,
that makes no sense.
They didn't embrace that, and I think that, you know, like I said, a lot of those old school guys, you know, I'm putting it nicely and PC to say there's a cultural element to it. Mm-hmm. You can read into that however you want, but that is something that will always exist, and not just in baseball, but in other sports too. And there's some people that can't accept the changes and will blame it on people because of race, or because of the country they come from, because of all these things, or the young kids, or the this or the that. Guys like Tim McCarver that, you know, think that their career and their idea of the game is the way to do it. And while it might have been, you know, for them, the game has to evolve, or, you know.
I just think it's like, as a black kid that played baseball all the way up to college, you know, and you don't see a lot of African American kids want to play baseball, which is weird to me. Like, I loved playing baseball. I thought it was great. I was always like, you know, they say the token player on the team. Do you see that as a problem, as why African American kids or any other kids don't want to play baseball?
I mean, I wouldn't say that so much, you know, in the Midwest, you know, but some of the larger metro areas, guys that I know that scout and that, you know, that are looking at talent all the way. It's a very real concern.
Yeah,
you know, kids, and the, you know, where there's, you know, large number of traditionally, you know.
But if you look at inner cities,
African American teams in high schools, like, we're not seeing these kids come out, and it's, you know, for whatever reason, it's like, that's why there are these changes in the game and these different things that we need to embrace, that, you know, that make it more exciting, that make it more culturally acceptable to be whoever you are within this tradition of baseball.
Because I could tell you in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, when I played baseball in high school, most of the teams were black kids. But you never see none of these kids get, you know, like
LA,
you never see them
Chicago.
get, you don't see them get scouted. Atlanta, you don't see them get scouted.
But you gotta look at
the Cubs just took us out of Chicago.
You gotta look at the
area.
culture of the area though too. Like, you don't have baseball diamonds in LA. You don't have baseball diamonds in inner city Chicago. You don't have, you know, and they don't make it affordable for a lot of people either.
Right.
And
but
baseball's not a cheap sport to play.
No, it's not. But the thing is also, it's easier. The four of us could go out now and go down to Lindsay Park, and we could play 1-on-1. We could play 2-on-2. We could find 2 more people play 3-on-3. It's not easy to get, you know, a baseball game going. Yeah. And kids don't play slugger anymore. Rarely do they get in a cul-de-sac and play wiffle ball.
Exactly.
Anymore, you know, so like. What do you do? I mean, honestly, if Whammo or Nerf or whatever else, the people out there, if you want to figure out some way to do that where you can do 1-on-1, is create a better wiffle ball or something that's out there. But I mean, my kid was just like slugger, and I'm like, yeah, you could play with like 3 people.
Yeah. They try to dismantle all the basketball, or, you know, courts. In inner cities. They take the chance. Kids still go play though, because that's what they have available to them. So they're gonna gravitate toward what is the most available and easiest to access. You know,
and
these kids.
That's one of the things that I, you know, that as someone who works in development with kids in high school and, you know, coming up and, you know, college and pro players. It's like you'd see, you know, the MLB, they're trying to limit the draft. They want to get rid of minor league teams. They, you know,
I hate that.
You know,
that's the worst.
They are making it harder and harder for it to be a universally played sport, because of, you know, they're making an elite endeavor in some cases, where, you know, if you can't spend the $3,000 to go play at the perfect game and to do, you know, all of these showcase things, then, you know, what do I even try to go to college, no matter how much I like to play baseball? You know, they're making the opportunities less and less for a very few, you know, top 5% of kids, you know, and they're really missing out on junior colleges, on some of the smaller schools, NAI schools, which I went to both. And so I think that there needs to be more of an effort to get baseball back into the inner cities, get kids involved in it, no matter who and what, and things like bringing fun back into the game, whether it's a bat flip or however they do it is immaterial, but it's embracing the evolution of the game with society, with culture, with what is popular and what is acceptable, and still having that foothold in tradition.
Absolutely.
We got to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back, talk a little bit more.
You gonna read this one?
Huh? Yeah, you got to read this one.
Can I give a shout out real quick? I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Granite City. I want to say, what's up, Kirkland? I hope you're listening, boss. I'm really here. So
you didn't take the day off to come here, did you? No.
Huh?
You didn't take the day off to come here?
No,
or he just doesn't believe that you're on the air?
I'm in my break right now. He let me get off work to come here and do the show today.
Oh, I thought you had Tuesday, Wednesdays off.
Well, you know what? I got a new position.
Thanks to Kirkland. He's the best.
Thank you, Kirkland. We love you.
Yeah,
thanks,
Kirkland.
The show. Locally owned and operated in the Quad City since 1934, Tri-City has been your source for restaurant equipment value. Quality, very competitive prices, and full service. Your restaurant equipment choices include kitchen cookware, cooking equipment, refrigeration, kitchen utensils, tableware, china glassware, and more. Are you looking to cater an event, or maybe just looking for some specific items for you, the home chef? Check out Tri-City Equipment online at tricityequipment.com or stop down 2527 West 4th Street in Davenport and check out their newly remodeled 2,400 square foot showroom with over 1,600 items in stock. Give them a call today at 563-322-5382 for any questions you may need for your bar, restaurant, or personal kitchen. Showroom hours are 8 to 5 Monday through Friday at Tri-City Equipment, located at 527 West 4th Street.
This is Matt Koss of the Quad City Times, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
From lines of credit in Chicagoland to equipment finance loans in the Quad Cities to better cash flow in Milwaukee, First Midwest Bank is committed to using our local knowledge and ideas to help our clients get their business momentum back. Visit wehaveideas.firstmidwest.com. You have plans, we have ideas. First Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Matthew.
Huh? Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I just need you to listen to me.
I know that a lot of times, Mom, it might not seem like I'm listening to you, but I am. I hear you. And what you say really does matter to me.
I mean, let's be honest. No kid likes rules, but I get why we have them. I hear you, and I know it's because you care.
All the talks we've had over the years, including what you've told me about not using alcohol and other drugs, they stick with me. And believe it or not, they really do make a difference, especially at times that matter most.
Hey, want a drink?
No thanks, I'm good. So thank you, Dad, for talking and preparing me for what's ahead.
Thanks, Mom, for never giving up and always being my biggest fan.
Thank you for letting me know what you expect, so I can try to meet your expectations.
Thank you for talking.
For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Baseball is back. Catch every pitch, every double play, and every home run at Circle Tap in Davenport. Catch every game on one of their 16 flat-screen TVs or socially distance on their screened-in patio. Get $1 domestic drafts during every Cubs and Cardinals games and take advantage of their daily food and drink specials. Plus, pick up $5 box lunches with a pulled pork sandwich, chips, and slaw. Plus, buy 15 lunches, get 5 free. Enjoy great food, great drinks, and great friends. All baseball season long at the Circle Tap, West Locust Street, Davenport.
There's an old Chinese proverb. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Digging season is almost here. Shademaster Nursery wants you to stop and pick out your tree from over 12 acres of their locally grown trees. Shademaster's full-service nursery, garden center, and tree farm has the area's finest selection of shrubs and perennials, too. Visit them today and enjoy their everyday low prices. Shademaster Nursery, 4401 West 90th Street, just a quarter-mile north of Farm and Fleet in Davenport.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service also allows me to be there for my community in ways others can't. I help my hometown recover after nature strikes. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country and those I care about safe from threats. I also work with a network of professionals that help me succeed. Also, the Army National Guard's education benefits make getting a higher education a reality. Being an Army National Guard soldier makes living and serving in my community more rewarding every day. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Iowa Army National Guard. Aired by the Iowa Broadcasters Association and this station.
Sensitivity, understanding, and a tradition of kindness and caring. It's so important when a family loses a loved one. Call on us, Whelan Presley Funeral Homes and Crematory, for all your service needs. You have our single-minded attention to every detail. With a range of choices and services available, our professionalism, and our deepest sympathy. Whelan Presley Funeral Homes and Crematory, Rock Island, Milan, Reynolds, and the Knox Chapel.
Sign up to be an ESPN Insider. This is the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Used to it, though.
Welcome back to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Just want to remind you, Just Doors QC is a proud sponsor of Don't Hassle Us, We're Local, and just like the Quad Cities' only local sports talk radio show, Just Doors QC is locally owned. Specializes in interior and exterior work like doors, trim, baseboards, crown molding, and so much more. Whether you need to replace a front door or a closet door, Just Doors is the right call. Get a hold of Paul at 309-657-8541 to get started to help you change your home into your dream home. Paul brings an air of professionalism to every opportunity he's offered, big and small, and will treat your home as if it were his own. Go to their Facebook page, Just Doors QC, and read the numerous reviews and browse their incredible before and after pictures. While you're there, don't forget to like and follow their page. Start improving your living area by calling Paul at 309-657-8541.
Sean Murphy's here.
Yeah, we just got a few minutes. Sean
Murray's there.
We're just going to fire away. I got a question for you. Cal, Bomber, you can interrupt me any you want. Favorite baseball player of all time?
Pete Rose.
I knew it. I was going to say, should Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame, but I feel like it's already there, right?
Favorite QC radio host of all time?
Oh.
He stopped. He's like,
no. Best baseball player you ever played against?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Ever played against?
Yeah.
Oh, man. J.D. Drew.
He was a beast.
Yeah.
He was a beast.
I got a question.
Loved him in the College World Series.
City with the hottest Denny's waitresses.
Ooh, L.A.
Hollywood
Denny's.
That's so weird, but it's such a great question.
Hey, you know what they call it? They call it Hooters, Denny's Hooters. Because the girls, I'm telling you, I know exactly what he's talking about. And there's one in Atlanta. Did you guys see my picture of the Denny's? The old school Denny's picture that I put on Facebook.
Why are we talking about Denny's?
Because baseball. Okay, so I worked
They love Denny's.
I worked in a jewelry store in Milwaukee.
It's the only thing open
with
after a game.
professional baseball player, and his wife used to tell me that when they're on the road, they like waitresses and they like Denny's.
I've never heard this.
Can I get that extra syrup, girl?
She told me never to date a professional baseball player ever. She's married to one.
That's probably good advice.
Well, since you brought up J.D. Drew,
yeah,
should Nomar Garciaparra be in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, he didn't play enough, man.
Nah, I don't think
he didn't play enough.
There's actually I bring it up.
He played for like 7 years.
I just saw an article. He played more than 7 years.
Well, I'm just saying. After that, because he was off and on.
Yeah, he was never
consistent.
I just read. There's an article. There's a link here today about his numbers, how good he is, but it's all right. But J.D. Drew is one of my favorites. I love the College World Series, and he's one of my favorites I ever saw play.
He's
there.
good.
Yeah, so I played against him when he was holding out, when he was in St. Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so the Saints?
St. Paul Saints, yeah.
Yeah. Is MLB going to finish this year?
Hopefully. I think so.
Okay.
I think they have too much invested in it to completely shut it down. Fans are not.
We got Fauci, though. We got Fauci. He's
I don't want to bring. She's like, I hate that they bring politics into sports, and then she names this dude
because he's the one holding it over our heads. He's the one threatening to take it away from us.
I don't know. Players' Union's pretty strong. I got faith in them.
Yeah, for sure.
The faith.
Your favorite NFL team?
Kansas City.
I'm out. You was one of my favorites. I'm leaving.
Are you going to? Does it change the way you feel about the Kansas City Royals now that Patrick Mahomes invested in it and he's owner.
No, I don't think so. I think that's good.
But she's about a
No.
.005.
One doesn't have anything to do with the other.
Nah, great baseball family. Should welcome them in. Great organization. My dad worked for them for years. Yeah, it's a really, really good organization. Really good pro sports town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like how the two stadiums are right next to each other. It makes it neat.
I saw my first lady of the night in Kansas City. There's just a little memory for you. Walking out of a hotel room.
Weird question.
I was like, oh! I've never seen one of you before. Can I have your autograph?
If you're out and about tonight, you can see Sean play at Douglas Park tonight at 7 o'clock. He's playing part of the Quad City 76ers alumni game. Sean, I want to thank you very much for coming in. It's been awesome talking to you.
Sean!
Cal, thank you so much as always coming in. You know,
like
you
to
got
party.
a spot here. You just message me anytime. You got there. Bomber, you're the best.
Thank
you're my
you.
favorite Quad City Sports Radio
Thank
talk person,
you.
by the way.
Since Sean
Dancer.
couldn't
Hey,
answer.
Hey man, I don't get enough airtime
We'll
for
see
you
you
to
later.
make that assumption.
We'll see you later, Quad Cities. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe and
Stay
sanitize.
glossy.
AM, KBOB, Davenport.